This makes the Knicks a laughingstock. You don't fire this guy. How do you fire a head coach who took the team to the Eastern Conference Final for the first time in a quarter of a century? The team needs a new voice. How the hell does Jim Dolan know? Dolan doesn't know anything about basketball. What are you kidding me? Jim Dolan? I mean, come on, Jim. Let him go build spheres, in Vegas, in Paris. That's what he's good at. Let him go figure out a way and, rip us all off with optimum. How about we have Jim do that instead of sitting there worrying about who his head coach is going to be? This is a guy who's run the Knicks since, the mid-90s, and essentially has done absolutely nothing. Nothing. And then he sits there with this dopey hat on, on the baseline, and he sits there, and because they lose to Indiana, because Towns and OG miss free throws with big leads in the fourth quarter of game one, and that's the reason why they lost the series. They lost the series because Naismith went crazy in the last minute of game one, and OG and Anthony Towns missed free throws. If either one of them makes both free throws, the game is over, and the Knicks probably has to play it. But this is about Dolan, a big guy. Don't let anybody hear you. Don't let anybody in America hear you say, this is Leon Rose. Nonsense. Nonsense. Rose and Thibodeau are tight. He's his agent. This has got nothing to do with, you think Rose wanted to fire Tom Thibodeau after he got to a conference final? But Rose doesn't have any power there. Dolan does. He sits on the baseline with a dopey hat on, thinking that he knows something about, but he wouldn't even know who George Mikan is. He knows nothing. He's there because his old man was a brilliant businessman, and he took over. That's what this is all about. Oh, my God. It's the guy that ran Marv Albert out of the building. Can't figure out a way to get Oakley straightened out and get him back in the good graces of the franchise. What a joke. You know what? Here's what I want. This is such a ridiculous and such a stupid firing. Have Dolan have first off, he's awful when he talks because he fumbles. He doesn't come clean. Oh, he's terrible. He's not what you think of when you have an executive. But have him, I don't want to hear Rose. Rose be the bag man. I don't want to hear from Rose. Everybody knows that Rose had nothing to do with this. This is Dolan. Have Dolan sit there and get peppered with questions by legitimate media people, not guys who work, and I'm not saying they're not legitimate, but they're in a difficult situation, not the guys who work for MSG. Let him have a press conference for, I don't care if it takes 6 hours, and everybody has a chance to go and ask him a why. Because this is not fair. This is not fair, what they did to this guy, who gave his life and blood to the franchise and took him to the conference final. I've been there since 2000. My God almighty. And you get him out because you lost a rugged 6-game series to Indiana? Oh, come on, please. What a disgrace.